Way2Global has drafted and disclosed its impact assessment report since its foundation in 2017, in compliance with the mandatory requirement for any legally incorporated benefit corporation. However, starting from 2020, we chose to scale it up into a proper integrated report, which is a more comprehensive kind of non-financial disclosure compliant to the framework of the International Integrated Reporting Council, in order to help spreading a new corporate culture based on sustainability. The core of an integrated report is the business model, which describes the way an organization creates value for the world, while turning assets, labor, and resources, which is the so-called 6 capitals, into outcomes or impacts produced. The 6 capitals are 1. The social and relationship capital, which is for Way2Global customers, suppliers, institutional partners, and the benefit corporations community. Second, the environmental capital, which means our impact on the environment. Third, the human capital, which is basically our employees, our translators and linguists. Fourth, the intellectual capital, which is made up by our in-house management processes and procedures, our knowledge, skills, and capabilities. Fifth, the manufactured capital, which includes properties, instruments, equipment, tools, machines, software, and IT assets. And lastly, 6, the financial capital, which is basically cash flow generated and used by our company. The underlying basic principle is that the 6 capitals are borrowed by an organization from the ecosystem in order to run its business. They are not property of the organization. According to this vision, we benefit corporations strive to behave like regenerative businesses and are keen on not destroying nor draining or depleting such resources from the ecosystem. Our business and projects rather aim at enhancing and increasing the value of each capital we borrow from the world and input into our work cycle, so that at the end of the process, the output or outcome we generate consists in a positive impact to the benefit of all stakeholders. A few examples of positive impacts out of our 2021 highlights are that we increased the number of satisfied customers up to 374 and hit an all-time high percentage, 88%, of offers and quotations confirmed by our customers. This is their relationship capital. 100% of our workload was managed in teleworking, with all the advantages in terms of flexibility and work-life balance for our people. This is the intellectual capital. 86% of our 2021 hires were female workers under the age of 30, and this is the human capital. And we proudly scored a 200% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, thus becoming a certified climate-positive company, reducing and offsetting more emissions than what we generate. And this is the environmental capital. Such positive outcomes are enabled by the key principles of sustainability, innovation, gender equality, and the benefit corporation business model. Such corporate core values inspire and lead all of our projects. They are deeply embedded in our business plan and work together smoothly as a synchronized mechanism, making it possible for our organization to run its business with a major focus on sustainability, while meeting the needs of the whole community. From the point of view of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda, the outcome of the process is defined as our sustainable footprint. In 2021, figures show that we scored best on SDG 13 on climate change, followed by SDG 12 on responsible production, SDG 5 on gender equality, and SDG 9 on industry innovation and infrastructure. Another pillar of our integrated report is the value distribution chart. It shows how generous an enterprise is in sharing the value it generates with all its stakeholders. With no surprise, being our community of linguists among our key stakeholders, in 2021 we handed out about 65% of our generated value to them, whereas less than 8% of our revenue was distributed to shareholders and 4% reinvested in the further development of the company. So, what are our takeaways? Transition into sustainable business starts by measuring your impact and then by transparently sharing data with all stakeholders through non-financial disclosure or integrated reporting. Although it is a complex task and it is only the start of the journey towards a sustainable business, I am sure that SMEs can and should take a stand in this ongoing revolution towards a new sustainable economy. It is definitely feasible also for small enterprises, as Way2Global's storytelling shows. Advantages are manifold and big, such as 1. Resiliency, as corporate sustainability impacts the bottom line, generating savings and growth. 2. Corporate branding and a sound reputational standing. 3. Networking and strategic partnerships, as you join the ranks of a big global community of ethical businesses sharing the same values. 4. Capital attraction, as investors are well aware of the market potential for socially responsible investing. And last but not least, 5. Employer branding, because sustainable companies focus on the well-being of their people and employees. So they succeed in engaging their workforce, lowering employee turnover, and attracting talents. Thank you very much.